Hey guys, it's Renee. So firstly, I'm actually doing a first impressions on this foundation. I've just touched up, but it is looking a bit shiny, so I just wanted to put that out there. I typically don't like my foundation looking this dewy, but it's the things that we do for videos. So I'm going to be doing an update on my project pan. I started this about a week ago now, and I'm really excited because I have been making some progress. So the purpose of project pans is to sort of help you go through your makeup items, focus on products that you want to try and get through, or focus on using up. So I don't particularly dislike all of these products, or any of them really, but they're items that have either been in my collection for a while or I just never reach for. So the first item was the Maybelline Dream Pure BB cream. This is in medium and it is for oily skin. Now I've used this a few times and I still have, I feel like, a few more uses left. I feel like this probably will last me another maybe 3 to 5 wears. So there was definitely more in this than I had anticipated. I had guessed at the back roughly where I was sitting, so I think I must be sitting still around that point, maybe a little bit lower, but you don't need a whole lot of this. It has really nice coverage, and I have actually bought a replacement, which is why I wanted to try and finish this one up. Okay, so the next one was my Napoleon Purtis China Doll foundation. These are all in look 2. I only have literally the tiniest little amount left in every single one of these. I have marked the backs of where they are, but I haven't used them. So because I had actually used the BB cream a few times, I just completely forgot about these. So no progress, but I will try and make sure to get through these. I really think I only have 1 or 2 uses out of all of these. It's just a very full coverage foundation, and it is actually a little bit too light for me at the moment, which is why I sort of haven't really gone to use it. Then next I've got the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Touch of Light highlighting pen, and this is in 1. I have been using this quite a bit, but unfortunately, yeah, I don't know, there's no way of actually seeing inside the pen. So if you guys have this and you know a way of trying to, like, I don't know, see how much is left, can you let me know? Because I literally have no idea. Click Up pen, and I use it for under the eyes and sort of as like a highlighting base. I have been using it quite a bit, almost every day. This was practically brand new when I first started putting it in my project pan, so I feel like I must have a lot of product left, but I really don't know. But fourth item is my Australis powder. This is the Fresh and Flawless pressed powder, and this is in Deep Natural. I did actually end up repressing this, so I ended up crushing up the powder, because if you have a look in my last update, all the powder was actually surrounding the very edges, and it was just hard to pick it up on the brush. So I crushed it and I put in some alcohol and pressed it, and so you can see I've like hit pan on heaps of tiny little spots there. So hopefully that gives you an idea. I feel like I really don't have much left of this. I've then got my Bare Minerals bronzer. This is the Ready bronzer in the Skinny Dip. I have been using this, and I feel like I'm starting to make a tiny little dent, but I've just found that the product in this it just seems to be pressed really really firmly in the pan, so you can kind of see it at an angle, but it's getting a very slight dip. I've then got an eyeshadow base. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and this is the one in this type of tube. I'm actually finding it really difficult to get any product. I think I had actually said in my last update that I was going to pull the stopper out. I haven't actually done that yet, but I will be doing that, so I can try with the stopper not in there. I should be able to sort of get in there to try and get a bit more product. But when I sort of put it in here, it just feels really dry and I'm not getting much at all. So So I'll be pulling the stopper out. Then as another eyeshadow base, I've got my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. Now what I do is I layer, I was trying to think of the word, so I put the eyeshadow primer potion on and then the paint pot. Some days I'll just use the primer potion or I'll just use the paint pot, so I kind of try and use both of them if I can. My last update on the Painterly paint pot, this was actually separated into sort of either side of the bottom of the jar, but it was really starting to get quite dry, and so what I ended up doing was I put this in the microwave for about 10 seconds and then I used a Q-tip and I basically pressed the leftover product down into the jar and I flattened it out completely. I felt like I really needed to do that just to mix the product, push it back down, and to sort of help it get quite soft again so that it was easier to use. And I'll give you guys a swatch. This paint pot is so old. I think I've had this for, well, it was one of the very first MAC products I ever purchased, and I probably didn't start buying MAC products until maybe 6 years ago. So that's pretty much how old this is, and it hasn't changed whatsoever. So, and I mean, it's still incredibly creamy. It's a beautiful base. It sort of helps neutralize your eyelids, gets rid of the veining, and it helps my eyeshadows. I've got it underneath my eyeshadows today. I've got no creasing. My eyeshadows go on beautifully, and I love the shade that it gives. It's kind of like a pink beige type nude shade, and I really love it. I would absolutely buy this again once I've finished it, but the main reasoning for having it in here is simply because I've just had it for so long. I've then got a MAC pigment sample, and this is in the color Tan. I'd spoken about this so many times. This came across from my project pan from last year, and I've finally finished it up. If you've looked back or you've watched any of the previous videos with this, you will have been thinking, seriously Renee, hurry up and use it. Like, you'll have one use and it'll be gone. I am telling you, the tiny little amount of pigment I had in here, maybe between 5 and 8, something like that. I think I used it for 3 or 4 times and I was like, this is still not done. Oh my god. But I tell you what, I fell in love with this color. I'll try and make sure to put like a photo so you can see. This was such a beautiful pigment, and I would absolutely pick it up in a full size, or I would get another sample. This lasted me a really long time for how much was in here, which really wasn't anything. And I did actually get this for free from a MAC counter. It was sort of like a rose gold bronze type shade, but it was so beautiful. I really enjoyed using this. So I have one project pan item down, which I'm very happy about. I then got a mascara. This was the Rimmel Wonderful Mascara with Argan Oil. I am finding that this is changing texture, so it is starting to get a little bit thick, but I still feel like I have a lot of product left in it. It doesn't really lengthen my lashes. It does separate them. I wouldn't even say it volumizes. It just kind of gives you a very natural look, and I have to build this up and put 3 or 4 coats to try and get really nice thick long lashes that I sort of prefer. But the fact that it's got the argan oil in it, it makes my eyelashes really soft. It tends to help them grow a bit easier. I find they don't actually fall out as often as well. So there's definitely some benefits that I've noticed with this, but as an everyday mascara, I wouldn't rebuy it. So I still feel like this is still good for another few weeks, so I will see how I go with that. Then the last item is my little lip balm. This is the Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy Lip Treatment, and this is weird. So as I was using it, I found that the outer casing actually came off. So typically that's how it's meant to look, but this whole thing like completely came off, so I've just left it off. I don't understand why, or I don't know, it's a bit strange, because I found that sometimes when I try and twist this, it wasn't twisting. So yeah, that pulled off, but I don't know. So when I first started, I've marked the line here. This is where I was up to, and that is where I'm sitting now. So I've definitely used a lot of it, which is really great. I still have a little bit left. I really love this lip balm. It smells very sort of lemon buttery. It's really, really pretty. I'd say this is really comparable to like the Nivea lip balms. They used to be my holy grail. I haven't bought any since, only because I've got a few balms like this that I need to get through, but I really have enjoyed using this, especially before bed or first thing in the morning. If I've got dry lips, this really has helped a lot. So not much until that one is finished up. That's my second update for my Project Pan items. I hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you guys have an awesome week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.